Joining us here in our studios in Hagåtña, Guam for Kandit News. My name is Troy Torres, and I was looking at the wrong camera, pardon me. Thank you and welcome to our special coverage of what we're calling Storm Watch Episode 1, and it's because the National Weather Service, shortly after 1 p.m. today, right now it's 2:06 p.m. on Friday, October 6th. Right after 1 p.m. today, the National Weather Service's Chief Meteorologist Landon Aydlett released a statement regarding Invest 98W, which has persisted near Ponape in the Federated States of Micronesia for a couple of days now in its development. And according to the NWS statement by Mr. Aydlett, confidence is increasing that this may be developing into some sort of storm that will pass through the Marianas between Tuesday to Wednesday next week. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center also in its bulletin increasing the likelihood that this will become a significant tropical cyclone sometime, I believe, past a 24-hour period, increasing that from low to medium in their ranking category. And so joining us live via phone to talk to us more about this is Mr. Aydlett to give us more. Mr. Aydlett, Landon, what are you worried? What's going on?
Hey, Troy, and thank you for this call. I think it's good to get this communication out before the weekend. It is the holiday weekend with Clubs Day on Monday, so we really want to communicate this potential threat to the Mariana Islands before the end of the week. But yeah, we are watching a tropical disturbance that's Invest Area 98W spinning in place in the vicinity of Pohnpei, just northwest of Pohnpei, and that's currently located about 8 north, 156 east. And it's been fairly stationary the last couple days, and it's probably going to remain stationary in the states area for about another day or two before it gets its act together, centralizes, and starts moving somewhere toward the Mariana Islands. So that's where our concern lies at this point. There's a lot of uncertainty, but things are starting to improve as far as that forecast confidence is concerned, that it is looking likely that we're going to have a tropical cyclone of some intensity pushing through the Mariana Islands next week. And so is this something to be worried about and to be freaking out, as someone mentioned to me this morning? No, you shouldn't be worried or panicked about this, but it's something to watch closely and be prepared for. And that's what we're concerned about at this time. It's something that we need to watch closely as it evolves in the next 36 to 48 hours, and start taking those preliminary actions to make sure your home, your work, your family are prepared and safe. Think about Typhoon Mawar, what worked well, what did not work well, and make those changes. The other question I've been getting asked a lot is, will this be another Typhoon Mawar? And fortunately, that does not look like the case at this point. But as it is, we're 4 to 5 days out. A lot of stuff can still happen in that time frame. So watch things closely and be prepared.
Have you had a conversation yet with Lulian Guerrero and Arnold Palacios about this?
I've not spoken directly to either of the governors at this point, but we do have that chain of communications through the Homeland Security advisors. We've been in frequent contact through the Homeland Security offices for the last couple days. We're going to have a strategy meeting tomorrow and then start spinning up some formalized communications in the afternoon. But this communication's been ongoing for the better part of a week, actually, with our local leaders.
I'm reading some literature that suggests global models are in agreement about the track of this thing moving west-northwestward, right in the direction of Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan. Any idea at this point whether all 4 islands are within that track and are in danger of receiving some sort of tropical storm or greater type storm?
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, we're 4 to 5 days out. This thing is still yet to make its move out of Pohnpei and Chuuk states. Guam and all of the CM Islands very much in the crosshairs, and I would realistically say that based on all the forecast trends, anywhere between 10 degrees north latitude all the way up to about 16 north latitude, anywhere between there around the Marianas is within the crosshairs. And so this could still miss Guam altogether and pass a few degrees away from us. or it could be a direct hit. Similarly, it could be a direct hit for Saipan and Tinian, or it could miss them altogether. But right now, with the amount of time between us and next week, and the distance from 98W to us right now, there's a lot of room for wiggles and shifts. So this is why we're stepping up our communications to be really prepared about this as it evolves in the region.
We're also reading some literature that suggests that the southern part of this system is where the winds are the highest, at least right now. So does that mean that even if it goes north of us, if we get that southern side of it, no matter what its intensity is, we'd still get some sort of brunt?
Well, that's something we're going to have to watch closely for, because as these storms evolve, the symmetry, the shape of them, that evolves, and that was something unique with Mawar, was that the north side of it was much lesser in duration. It was weaker on the north side, but the south side, that was where all the moisture, the rainfall, the torrential showers, and the strongest winds were located. This one currently, we have the westerly monsoonal winds. They are surging across Micronesia, anywhere from the equator up to about 7 degrees north. So that includes Woliai, Satawal, Pulamat, much of Winnow and the islands of Lucanor and Nukuroa, and all the way down to Pohnpei, where we do have a small current advisory. Those winds are just pumping in from the west, and I just got a report that a school in southwestern Pohnpei has been shut down due to some flooding and inundation concerns, and that's probably from the large southwest monsoon swell battering into the coast over there. So we're trying to get more information on that one, which school and how bad the inundation is. But this is something that we have to watch out for, because the symmetry, the shape of these storms, they modify as the storm modifies. But bottom line, the closer you are to this center of whatever the cyclone will be at its passage, whether it's a tropical storm or a typhoon, the closer you are to it, the stronger those winds are toward that center.
You were in the beginning. You were saying that this is going to remain somewhat stationary for the next couple of days. Does that also mean it has an opportunity to intensify within those couple of days?
Yeah, that's typically the case, and we saw that with Mawar, where it was over Tuesday, that kind of spun up in place for a couple of days. It was hard to get a fix on a low-level circulation center, and that was part of the tricky part with Joint Testing Warning Center, trying to get that preliminary information in those initial forecast tracks, because the forecast tracks are based on its central location, and these developmental stages, that circulation center, that can shift from one spot to another spot in a period of time, and that's just because you get these little vortices in the trough axis, which is stretched across Micronesia right now, and these little circulations, they can be favored from time to time until one central circulation begins to dominate. That's what develops. So it looks like it's trying to go through that process right now, and then once these factors get past, that's when the intensification will begin, and it really depends on how fast it intensifies and when it starts to move our direction.
So the takeaways, Landon, for at least today are that, one, your office is on it, and you guys are probably working a little bit more this weekend, and two, we should all be paying attention to what your office is putting out regarding this thing. Would that be correct?
Correct, and that is absolutely correct. And we're going to be going for our first Facebook Live at this event at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So follow us on U.S. National Weather Service Guam at Facebook.
Okay.
As we do our first Facebook Live broadcast regarding 98W, just to better communicate this event as it evolves and and possibly threatens the Mariana Islands next week.
Okay, we will, as soon as you go live on that, we will share that to our feed as well, so that our audience can be able to just grab it and see your live show there. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the public in the CNMI and on Guam?
Absolutely. Just to stay prepared, stay up to date, because as these tropical events are, they're never a slam dunk forecast. Things change, things shift, and the forecast will evolve as this tropical disturbance evolves and intensifies. So stay up to date, because things will be changing on a daily basis.
Thank you so much, Landon. Will you be having aside from the 4 p.m. update today, will you likely have some sort of new information tomorrow morning so that maybe we can go live again with our audience?
Yeah, we should have some updated information. If anything, we'll at least touch base on what happened overnight.
Okay.
But this thing, like I said, over the last 48 hours, the wind pattern across all of Micronesia has shifted pretty dramatically, and that was our first clue that things are finally starting to materialize, and that was on Wednesday.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. We look forward to the 4 p.m. Thank you, Landon. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Troy.
God bless. Bye. So that was Landon Aydlett with the National Weather Service Guam office. He's the chief meteorologist. So activity has picked up in his office because of the increasing confidence that Invest 98W, which is right now persisting near Pohnpei in the Federated States of Micronesia, will intensify into something that will pass through the Mariana Islands sometime between Tuesday and Wednesday next week. So the takeaway for all of us is at this point not to freak out, not to panic, but to begin to prepare ourselves, learning from the lessons that we had in Mawar in our own personal homes and with our vehicles and all of that stuff, right? Prepare. Just use this time to prepare. I mean, even if nothing happens, and there's a possibility that nothing can happen, you heard what he said. It's still too far out. We're 4 to 5 days out. Things can change dramatically one way or the other. But it's something that they're watching, and we haven't heard this kind of jargon used by National Weather Service since before Typhoon Mawar. So, I mean, that's something to consider. Stay tuned to Kandit for the latest. We will continuously update you on the latest with the storm. We will keep in contact with Landon Aydlett throughout the day, every day until this thing passes, goes away,
yes,
disappears, or hits us, and you know, could be something, right? And yeah, stay tuned. And at 4 p.m. we'll share the live feed from National Weather Service's Guam office. You all have a wonderful day. Peace be with you, and be with Santa Maria and Kamalin. Protect us.